Hello and welcome. In this video, we will demonstrate you the basic configuration of our test bench automation and control software. The main tools we are using for test bench automation and measurement data analysis is IMC Studio and IMC Famos. All software components required for the process control are under the roof of IMC Studio. This includes the configuration of all test procedures, as well as the configuration of the measurement system, the complete automation controls, and the communication between all components within the test bench. For further data analysis and reporting, we are using Famos, which is seamlessly integrated into our test bench software. The data transfer to and the result feedback from Famos is also integrated in the sequencer controls of IMC Studio. For the configuration of the test bench software, which is normally not needed, but in case you would like to do it, you have to leave the full screen mode for the test procedures and test configuration, going to the development side of IMC Studio. The development side of IMC Studio shows you here a ribbon band with all possibilities. In the test bench department, you use typically these 5 buttons here. The first button, the setup button, allows you to configure the measurement device which is installed inside of the test bench. In this case, we use a Kronos Flex 2000 with the serial number. We are connected, but no measurement is performed here, as you see. Then we have a couple of input channels and output channels, field bus, monitor channels, virtual channels, but as well analog input channels, which are of course pre-configured by IMC with channel names, with the values, the voltage input, or the corresponding engineering unit on the other side, like for the torque sensor, which has a 5 Newton meter range and a ±5 volt input. Also here, the sampling rate defined and the filtering defined. This all is free accessible for you. Not only the analog channels, also digital channels, the variables, the triggers. This is the setup for the measurement and control system. The next point is the automation. The automation inside of IMC Studio is needed to make the automated test runs. It starts with a task name here for the testing. We have some error exceptions on the middle section and some user-defined variables and breakpoints which can be used inside of the test bench automation. So we have one setup here, an initialization and a termination ribbon. In the middle of that point we have the procedures. We start with an activating of the Elmo controller here. In that case, we have a section for the automated test case scheduler, and we have a section where you can select which test case you would like to use. So all of the installed test cases are reflected here in that ribbon, like the torque ripple measurement, the cocking torque measurement, or also the back EMF measurement. So that is just a switch case. If you go on this, it will jump to the corresponding colored part here. So you see now you have one ribbon for the manual control, for the static flux table, phase resistant, and so on through the complete section, torque ripple measurement. And in this ribbon here, you go like in a state machine from one point to another. That's just an information point. You are mapping some kind of parameters. You change the screen, means it goes from one panel to another panel. You set the DC power supply, you switch the load machine on, Elmo controller is activated, and the measurement starts. And if you go inside of that section, you see a small kind of scripting. It's readable, it can be changed. It's a parameter fixing of that kind. The automation here is the part which is loaded into the measurement system after the test has started, and it runs in real-time function inside of our measurement system. From the automation we go to the sequencer, which is another specific part for third-party devices like temperature chambers or power meters, which sometimes also included in our test bench environment, which can be configured here. But also here, the data transfer to Famos and from Famos is selected here. You can execute Farmer's project, you can run Farmer sequences, you can run individual scripts. So this is the third part. And last not least, we go back to our panels, which is where we came from with the development ribbon. And if we go on full screen mode, we are back where we have started with the test bench work. In our other videos, we will show you the functionality of our test procedures. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.